Welcome back, Stassi23 here, back again with some knife therapy. And today I have a budget blade for y'all. This is the Civivi Dogma. This is a budget blade that came in at 48 bucks, and I think it's a great bang for your buck. Let's get some quick specs out of the way so you can get an idea. It's kind of in that sweet spot for me. This is perfect size. You got a 7.75 inch, let me make sure that's correct. It doesn't seem like it's that long, but maybe closer to the 7.5 inch. You have a 3.5 inch blade, a 3 3/4 inch grip area, a slender 0.47 inch thick handle. Width in the pocket from here to here is 1.22 inches. You have a blade stock thickness of 0.12. And you have a nice deep hollow grind on this bad boy. And it's ground nice and thin to 13 thousandths behind the edge. 13 thousandths behind the thinnest portion of the edge. Pretty much the entire length of the knife at 15 degrees per side. So this thing has been a slicing champ. Especially that nice precise point right there. You can pierce into something, get it nice and filleted. Of course, I love this knife because of this beautiful Bowie clip point blade up there. Get that nice top swedge. You have a satin finish on here. Blade hole right here that you can use to deploy. No jimping up top, but the way my hand sits is very nice. It's nice and comfortable. You can choke up, but if you have fat sausage fingers, it might be a little dangerous because I mean it comes close to my finger because the edge is right there. Came screaming sharp. The steel on this one is, I don't know if you can see that, D2 steel. D2's, you know, good budget steel. Not my favorite in the world, but it works. Let's close it up. Like I said, you can use that blade hole to spuddy flick it, or if you want to slow roll it. I don't know, let's see. Yeah, you can use it to flick out, but you gotta be kind of intentional with it. You have jimping on that flipper tab, nice and aggressive jimping. You're definitely not gonna slide off of that. You can light switch it, and you get a nice positive flip. And you can push button as well, and it comes out nice and fast. This is riding on ceramic bearings with I think a stainless detent. Let's close it back up. You have the Civivi pivot right here. Torx T8 on the body screws, T6 for the pocket clip. Pocket clip is tip up, left or right hand carry. The screws are countersunk. Let's see what it looks like in the pocket. It doesn't take up a lot of space in the pocket. Goes in nice, and all you have is that little bit sticking up. So I think that's a great EDC carry. You have the gray G10 on this one. I think you can get it in green and black and maybe even blue. They always have a bunch of colors. You have a faux bolster cut into the G10 right here with these two lines just to kind of separate the two, make it look like it's a bolster. You have this jig pattern into the G10. It does give a little bit of extra grip to your hands whenever you're grabbing onto it. Your liner is exposed in the back right here, stainless liner to expose this lanyard loop. You do have a gray either G10 or FRN backspacer. I can't really tell. It looks like a G10 backspacer. It's got the I don't know. I'm never sure with those. Your liners have been heavily skeletonized, nice and lightweight. Let's get a weight on this knife. 3.22 ounces for a 3.5 inch blade. I think that's excellent. Like I said, barely tell it's in the pocket. Your lockup is about 50%. you have no play up or down, left or right on this model, or at least my variation. You can get to that lock bar nice and easy because it does sit proud of the show side liner, and it does have jimping for some grip. Came pretty smooth out of box. Just the closing kind of feels gritty. I might clean this one up and see how it is after. I know these tend to break in after, you know, flipping them for a while and using them. Came, I think that's perfectly centered. Great blade to handle ratio, about a 1-to-1. You're not gonna touch that blade in the open or closed position. Alrighty, let's get some size comparisons out of the way. Another Civivi that this knife kind of took the place of this knife for me, and that is of the shredder. I like the shredder. It's, you know, when I got some larger boxes to break down, I go to the shredder, but this seems like a smaller version of the shredder, as you can see, and I much prefer this size. Even though I don't find this blade shape to be too great at breaking down boxes and stuff, because you seem to slide out of the cut unlike you would with a straight edge. Let's see, and then you have the Ontario chakra, whatever. As you can see, the chakra's a little bit shorter, the shredder's a good bit longer. Let's see, at the Kershaw tumbler, it's a good size comparison. These two are about the same exact size, and then the Best Tech Texel is a little bit shorter. So there you go, there's some size comparisons, hope that helped. So any nitpicks? I don't have many. I'm not the biggest fan of the pocket clip, especially on the shorter, the thinner scales. I feel it in the palm of my hands. You know, it may become a hot spot, you know, a bad hot spot after prolonged cutting. But the boxes that I broke down and the wood shaving and stuff like that, it didn't bother me for small amounts of time. I just love that blade shape. I'm glad to see I'm doing some smaller designs. I picked up this one and the Mini Bull Mastiff. If y'all hadn't seen that review yet, it's coming soon. It might have came before this. I'm not sure when these will be uploaded. So overall, I think this is an excellent value. 48 bucks. Just go back and look at some of the older Civivis. You know, some of them are priced high. $48 D2. This extensive milling on the handle. Good looking blade. Nice thin grind on there. Nice flipping action. That's another thing that I call a nitpick, and it may not bother you, but the jimping on this flipper tab, you can see it's fine cut like that, or it's not super fine, but right here on the tip, it's kind of sharp. I may file that down a little bit or buff it out, but that's just something to note. That is not the most comfortable after prolonged flipping due to it being a little sharp. You can, like I said, spotty flick it really nice. Mine feels like it's in need of some lubrication on that detent ball, because whenever I'm closing it, it's really gritty from about here to about here. So maybe the detent track hadn't worn in yet. So there you go. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them down below. If you picked up the Dogma, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about that name. So I hope everybody's having an absolute wonderful day, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.